Hello everyone and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Alex and this is Gemma, minus the G.
Emma. My name is Emma.
Today is another episode in our Beancast series and we asked you guys who did you want us to feature, and the people most requested were Eric and Allison from the Theendlessadventure.
Overwhelmingly so. We had so many messages from you guys. And who are Eric and Allison? So Eric and Allison travel the world in search of the most interesting places and unique foods the planet has to offer. We met these guys back in 2018 and travelled around Austria and Slovenia together, and we haven't seen each other since. So it's so great to see you guys again. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having us. I mean, we have a pretty busy schedule, so if we can get this over with.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
but
we're
thank
doing. But
Where are you guys right now?
we are at my parents' house in southeast Missouri, in a tiny little town. But
Okay, for non-Americans, where is Missouri?
so essentially in the middle of the country.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit east of the middle.
Yeah.
Probably nowhere you would want to come. We're a couple hours from St. Louis.
Yeah, there are plenty of other states that you'd want to see well before Missouri, but Missouri's got some stuff.
Yeah.
And so what are you filling your time with at the moment?
Oh God. It was cooking. It still is cooking a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
But now we purchased an RV, so
That's filling.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
you.
How long do you expect the whole renovation process to take?
Much longer than expected. Does that answer the question?
I was hoping by July maybe we would be on the road, and and now I'll be happy if we're on the road by Christmas, to be honest. I don't even know.
Nice.
Well, so me and Emma recently have decided we're just going to copy you and every other YouTube out there, and we have been wanting to get a van for a while, so we're currently trying to decide what so far for you guys has been the thing that you didn't expect, what you didn't anticipate.
It's one of those weird things where going into it, everyone says, "Oh, it's so much more work than I thought," and we thought we'll probably think that, but for now it seems like a good idea. And then you get into it and you're like, "This is indeed much more work than I thought." What happens is that you go in and you're like, "I'm gonna fix this one thing," and then when you expose that, you see 10 other things that need to be fixed. Then you fix all those, then you rip something apart. It takes 10 times longer than you think.
Although I will say we bought a 45-year-old RV, so maybe if you get one a bit newer, it won't have as many issues.
Yeah. Does that give you any anxiety, the fact that it's an older one? Or are you okay with it? Are you pretty confident that it's going to be all right in the end?
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It was well taken care of, and it's a really sturdy machine. No major issues or wrecks in the past or anything. So I think it's just a lot of things like rotten wood and like just nasty corners that we're gonna have to cut out and redo and reframe some stuff, but should be doable. I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Yeah.
Talk to us in a few months and see.
So are you refurbing the whole thing yourselves, or are you getting help from someone else, any professionals? How are you resourcing this knowledge?
Well, we're pretty much doing the whole thing ourselves, and we didn't really know how much work we needed to do until we've gotten in there now and ripped some of the walls out and found a bunch of water damage. So we're basically rebuilding the whole overhead cab sleeping area right now because there was so much more water damage than we thought there would be. There was just black wood in there that we had to take out and replace.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, my dad builds houses for a living, so I'm calling him like 5 or 6 times a day doing FaceTime and being like, what the hell do I do here?
Yeah.
That makes things a lot easier, doesn't it, if you have some help in the family?
Yeah, I don't know how we would do this
And
without him.
my brother is actually redoing a van. It's actually right behind us. But he's doing a Sprinter van. So it's been really nice to kind of talk each other through all the issues we run into.
We help him, he helps us.
It's a nice soundboard
Oh, that's
for us. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we're currently going through our address book and looking who's like backs who could be scratched in the past that we can now wrangle in. Like anyone with any kind of skills, technical skills, like you're ours.
Yeah, I've already called up my dad. I'm like, you're helping us.
Whether you like it or
He's
not.
recently retired, so he has no excuse.
Oh, see, perfect. He's gonna love it. You're doing this for him, really, right?
Exactly. So, what is going to be your first trip in the RV? Have you already decided?
Well, we have a lot of ideas. I don't know. We will probably do a local trip just to make sure we didn't fuck anything up too bad. And we can actually like drive it down the road and it doesn't fall apart. But after that, I think we're talking about going out west in the States and then hopefully up to Canada would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
We even talked about going all the way to Alaska. maybe too ambitious.
Cool.
That
We might
would
have to
be
wait till
awesome.
next summer for
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That would be so cool. They have a lot of really cool animals in Alaska.
Would you be
Oh, yeah.
doing free sites, paid sites? Like when we were in America, we thought it was going to be really easy to be
It was
free, and
pricey.
it was in certain states, but in other ones, especially if you want to park your RV, to me it was crazy prices.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Luckily, there are certain states that have a lot of free land, that are certain areas where you can free camp, so you can just pull over and camp wherever you need to. So for that reason, we're going to make sure the bus or the van can go completely off grid, but also it already has shore power hookup, so we can hook up to an RV site if we want to do that.
Yeah, so we would like to do a mix. I know out west you can find a lot more, I think, free sites and cheaper ones. And also we're hoping if we can be like a self-contained unit, then we can do cheaper sites that you don't have to pay for the hookups. Maybe
Yeah.
keep costs
Yeah.
down like that. Yeah, it'll be its own adventure once we get on the road.
With buying the van, is that keeping you now in America for a long time? As like you guys have been traveling for so long, and is that scary?
Well, we've kind of done it. We've positioned it to ourselves and to our audience that it's an open-ended project. We knew this was going to take a lot longer than we anticipated. So if we have to just cover it up and leave it, we have a couple spots where we can leave it. Some paid options. We have some family members who will let us leave it in their driveway. So we have options that we can leave it if we want to go on a trip or get out of here. We just really didn't want to. We were scared to be tied down by it, but we've tried to engineer a situation where we're not completely tied down.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like we were so hesitant to do this for so many years because we're like, but we need to be on the road. And I guess the whole virus has helped us not be able to be very mobile. So, but now that we're in the middle of it, I'm like, what were we so scared of? It's a lot of fun. And we can, like he was saying, like leave it if we need to or want to and get back on the road and just come back to it later.
Yep.
I actually completely understand what you mean with that. Like, we've been the same. We've talked about this. I mean, we've done van trips so many times. Like, when we first met, we bought a car and lived out of it for a few months. So we're well rehearsed. Oh my God. We're
You'll
well
get it. Keep
rehearsed
at
in
it.
the art of van life, but we've never been able to actually commit to buying one ourselves and keeping it, which is ridiculous because, as you say, there's no reason why you can't leave it, do a trip, come back, continue on.
Right. And I think kinging it was a big inspiration too. When we chatted with them recently and they were saying, just do it, you won't regret it. And we were like, I don't know if you're lying to us. But now we are saying that to you guys. Just do it.
Yeah, I think it seems like a perfect base, say, for us to cover a continent. So for Europe,
Yep.
it's like a perfect way. For you guys, it's a
Oh,
perfect
yeah.
way to cover that. Like, I wish I could have a camper van in every continent, to be honest. It would be the dream. Maybe we could swap.
One day.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
RV
Yes.
swap. I
That's
love
a
that
good idea.
Although are your camper vans manual?
Oh, yeah, possibly. There's a high chance.
There's going to be a good chance.
You're going to have to learn how to drive stick.
Technically, I can drive one. Do I have a lot of experience? No. So,
It's fine. We can get a new clutch when we get it back.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you guys have had the channel for a while now. Why is it that you decided to focus so heavily on food in your videos?
Especially as you're now getting the camper van, so like you could be at a crossroads. Obviously, you can combine them together.
Yeah.
crossroads, pun intended.
Ooh.
Get it?
Took
That's pretty
hours
nice.
of work before this
That
video.
With the food, I think, you eat a lot in life. And we just, for whatever reason,
That's
we
a
would...
quote, Allison Beeler. You eat a lot in life. We gotta get that on a
This is
t-shirt.
true.
But I guess we just happened to film our food a
Yeah.
lot, and people were like, "Oh, it's really interesting seeing what you guys eat in other countries." And then we played around with like doing full-on videos where we did food tours. One of them is a big one in the UK. Maybe don't watch it though, because
It was one of our first ever food tours, so I feel like they've gotten a lot better since then.
yeah, hopefully it's just adorable and not just horribly offensive. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. We love trying new dishes, because we are from a small town, and even though we lived in San Francisco for a while and we had great access to all sorts of cuisines, we weren't very adventurous because we didn't know anything about it. So it's just been eye-opening for us, and it's fun to film and eat that stuff,
Yeah,
and then
really.
our audience liked it.
We just like eating.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, like I said,
And
you
that's
eat
one of
a
the
lot.
main parts of traveling is eating. So we were like, well, we can just film this. People actually want to see it, I guess. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, in turn, then, with a lot of experience, I'm so glad you guys aren't fat. That sounds so rude. Like, with a lot of experience, what is your favourite dish, like, from your travels?
Ooh, this was so hard because we
rehearsed this answer, and I still don't know what we can. We never have an answer to it.
our favorite. Oh gosh, we love sushi and ramen in Japan. Maybe we've got a lot of favorites based on regions. We love barbecue in Asia.
Filipino barbecue.
Filipino
is incredible.
barbecue, Indonesian barbecue, Thai food. Food in Romania, we really enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
really unique.
Yeah, Romania is a good answer for us because it's a place that it's not like it's the most unique food we've ever had, but it completely surprised us how flavorful it all was. They had a lot of
Interesting.
savory dishes, sour dishes, and
Yeah, and I guess Romanian food isn't that well known, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, like a lot of the names of the countries you mentioned before are pretty popular. You go to most cities, you'll find the restaurants, but I can't say I've ever seen a Romanian restaurant.
I
so
remember
that's-
being very surprised with the quality of food in Bulgaria, and I haven't been to Romania, so I imagine it must be some crossover there.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
yeah,
would
we haven't
assume
been to
so.
Bulgaria yet. So.
Yeah.
And also, I guess you guys eat out a lot, especially when you travel, but you can't always be eating out at restaurants every single night, especially when you're not filming, right? So I'm guessing you cook a fair amount in your Airbnbs and things like that. Who out of the two of you is the best cook?
Well,
No.
I would say, yeah, it's for sure me, but also because I enjoy it a lot and I do it
Yeah.
often. He's getting more into it, though. He's getting a lot better.
Yeah. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. Newfound skill and love. And Bon Appetit, the YouTube channel for Bon Appetit.
Yeah,
We've been
that's probably the biggest inspiration is just watching Bon Appetit, and we've actually tried many recipes that they've had on their website and on their YouTube channel. So.
yeah.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I know a lot of people during the COVID lockdown period have really got into cooking, especially baking. Everyone seems
Bread.
to be baking. at the
Baking bread.
moment.
Yeah. Are you guys
Yeah.
baking bread yet?
I attempted a focaccia the other day and failed miserably.
Had
It
to
was
throw
like,
it out.
Bummer.
break it.
No one even tried to eat it.
No, it went straight in the bin.
sad.
It was a disaster.
You made a frisbee.
Won't be trying that again.
So that leads us on then, we know your best. What is the worst food? That's what
Yeah,
Henry
Al
cares
loves
about.
bad food. That's his
Oh.
special.
I like being outraged by food. Outraging.
For me, the most painful one was sheepshead in Iceland.
Oh,
they've
yeah.
Seen that.
Boil
Was it on the
like
special
a whole...
day?
Do what?
I
Oh
know.
no! So that is the thing. We got it from the bus stop because it's the only place that we could find in Reykjavik that sells it year round.
That
Wow.
might be why it wasn't so good.
No, it was.
Didn't
I
look
mean,
good, didn't smell good, didn't taste good.
The eyeballs were in there. It still had like the gums from the
There's this
tape.
there's this one bite that haunts my dreams. I took a bite of the cheek and there was like the lining that follows the outline of the teeth, like the gum lining, and I bit it and I could just feel the plasticky outline of the teeth of the sheep.
It was awful.
It was rough, man.
I like almost cried eating it. It was bad. And then later that day we tried fermented shark, and it just smelled like ammonia. It was so gross.
just bad.
It was
Bad
served
on
in a
all
little
counts.
vial and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's the kind
it's
of food that you film and then you get home and then it didn't record.
Oh god! And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Back to the bus stop.
Yeah.
If we're not filming it, I'm not eating something like that. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Did you eat the eyes?
Yeah.
I did eat an eye, yeah.
He tried.
But the cheek was worse, honestly, and the eye was
Really?
pretty gross, but the cheek was so bad. And the tongue, actually. Oh, I ate the tongue.
Yeah. It
Ugh.
was so.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow, for something so bad, I'm quite impressed that you tried so many different areas of
He
the
just
Oh, the head.
I mean, we went to great lengths to go to Iceland and to find the one place that had it, so I was like,
I took
digging
one
in.
bite and I was like, I'm out. This is done.
Actually, how much is a sheep's head? Do you remember
Is it,
in
is
dollars?
it expensive?
It was like,
Iceland, probably $25.
yeah, it was like,
No, it wasn't that much. It was like 8 or 9 USD, something like that.
no, I thought it ended up being like 20 USD because it was
Okay,
like
we
8 or
have
9
no idea,
Icelandic.
basically.
It
Yeah.
wasn't as much as you'd think for an entire friggin' sheep's head.
Were you full after?
No,
Or were you
oh
eating
God,
at
no.
McDonald's straight down the
Well,
road?
they certainly weren't hungry after, I don't think.
We actually, I think later that night went and got a pizza because we were
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get something that's inoffensive.
A vegetable pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that leads on to a question from one of both of our subscribers, actually. His name is Chris Dickinson, and he wants to know, how the hell do you guys stay so skinny when you eat so much food?
Oh, Lord. We get asked this a lot, actually, and Eric is just blessed with great genes, I guess.
We walk a lot. I work out my brain and my typing fingers a lot.
So, Eric
I guess
does
that burns
nothing.
enough calories. I don't know.
I work out almost daily on the road when I'm home. Actually, I just finished a 30-day program here at my parents with weights, and it felt really good. I haven't gotten to use weights in a while.
Actually, I remember when we travelled together, I remember the guilt every morning seeing you exercise before breakfast.
Yeah, sorry
But
about
it was never
it.
strong enough to join in, you know? It was a little bit of guilt.
There's
but
guilt, but
yeah,
not-
I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe tomorrow I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am not a very motivated person in life, but for whatever reason, the working out has stuck. I don't know. But I guess I'm glad because now I can eat all these
Yeah,
crazy
definitely.
things.
Yeah.
So you do your workouts daily. What else do you do every day? Or what things do you make sure that you do every day?
Well, when we're traveling, we walk a lot. We'll have
Yeah, okay.
days, I'm sure you guys are the same, but we'll have days where we walk like 10 miles in a
Yeah,
day.
we really do enjoy walking when we're in new cities, even if we're not filming. We prefer it over taking even public transportation usually, just because you get to see so much more and interact more with the people there and the city itself.
And we have been going on walks here as well, since we don't get to walk as much here, but we just walk around the neighborhood just to kind of supplement that.
Yeah, so yeah, we enjoy walking. We do actually getting a cup of coffee every single day. That's either we make it in our apartment wherever we're staying, or we go out and get it. That's coffee, walking.
Yeah, getting out, coffee.
And then probably watching goofy YouTube videos before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a fan of that actually as well. And so also something we've been talking about and touching on a lot during the series, or in all of our videos really, is mental health. And we've had a lot of questions, especially during the COVID situation, what people are doing to keep themselves fit physically and mentally during all of this. Is there anything in particular that you guys have been doing to benefit yourselves?
Yeah, I think for us, getting outside has been really important. I don't think we ever realized how much we needed to get out because we're on our laptops a lot, but I guess just because we travel so much, we get the outdoor activity by default. And so being cooped up inside is really, it wears on us pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So getting out, trying to have some sort of a routine, like we make breakfast every day and we definitely make dinner every day.
Yeah,
Lunch,
luckily
whatever.
for us, we've been able to do a lot of things that we wouldn't typically do while we're traveling, like making breakfast every single day, making dinner every single night, trying a bunch of goofy recipes, catching up on a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
You usually don't have the ability or the time to do that stuff when you're traveling full time.
Yeah.
But we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I know a lot of people have actually been taking up a lot of new hobbies. Have you guys taken up any new hobbies other than van renovation?
No, we.
Coffee drinking.
well-
We've been drinking a lot of coffee,
Yeah.
guys. Crazy amount.
I feel like it was hard because we have been in Airbnb, so we haven't had access to any sort of storage or a place where we can have things to work on. So we haven't really done it. We tried language learning for a little bit, but you really have to stick with that. So
Yeah.
we didn't get so
I guess
far.
you guys can probably order food in quite a few languages, right?
Poorly, but yes, we could do it. Yeah.
Maybe Spanish and French we could kind of get by, but that's
We could
about
do
it.
probably German, I think.
As long as there's no
Maybe.
test, then it's a yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we didn't take up knitting or anything like that.
Nope.
No.
I want to know, do you guys travel for fun? We find it very hard to switch off. Obviously, we all love traveling, but sometimes it is hard to go and find that for yourselves. Do you take the time to do that?
Well, we've actually maybe taken one trip in the last 5 years where we weren't actually filming it.
Yeah, I guess we've taken 2 with friends
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah, that's
Big
right. We've
Ben and
taken
Joshua
2.
Tree. And then we did 1 month off last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up actually only being 3 weeks where we stayed in Austin, Texas, and we rented an Airbnb for the whole time and just, we thought we would reset and catch up, but we didn't travel at all during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get that question a lot, just people asking, do you ever take time to just enjoy the moment, or are you always filming and does it ruin it? And for me, I guess it's different for everyone who does this job, but for me, the filming forces me to get out and do these things because I would be lazy otherwise. Yeah, so I mean, I like that aspect of it. If I'm not filming it, I might not even do it. So the filming is what gets me out there.
I 100% agree.
We're the same.
Struggle to go out and travel because we do that when we film, and I like capturing things on camera. So like that is half the joy. So when I'm out filming it, I don't feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I'm living that moment. It's just I get to watch it again as well.
And I guess especially with you guys, the foods, like it's probably forces you to try foods that maybe you wouldn't try otherwise, or like you wouldn't go out of your way to go and find if you weren't filming.
That is absolutely true. And to be honest, I find myself out and about at a cafe or at a cool restaurant, or we just find some cool landmark or something, and it's not a day where we're filming, and I feel like I'm missing out because I don't get to capture it. So it almost makes me enjoy the moment better.
Yeah, I completely understand that. So do you guys have a favorite place in the US?
We love the Southwest in the States. Desert vibes.
Yeah, Joshua Tree,
and Big Bend in Texas, which is a national park like on the Texas-Mexico border that hardly anybody goes to. I think they get like 300,000 visitors a year. It's like
which for a national park is pretty low.
Very underrated. But the terrain down there is way cool. It's a really interesting, unique part of the country. Very laid back, very quiet.
We did go to Montana recently, though, to Glacier National Park. We cannot wait to go back there.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
I think we just love any place with nature. So,
Yeah, the Southwest we came there last year in America, and for nature was just unbelievable.
I loved Arizona. That was probably one of my favorite places, actually.
Yeah, it's an awesome state.
It was a really good state.
Did you guys get to the Grand Canyon?
No, we didn't.
It's a contentious thing because I've been to the Grand Canyon before and Emma hadn't, and we were staying in Sedona or near Flagstaff, and we had the choice of Grand Canyon or I don't know if you've seen there's the big crater.
Yeah, well, we skipped that for the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
We were told in the comments that we made definitely the wrong decision. I was very happy with it. It was an awesome crater.
It was a giant hole from space. What more do you want?
Yeah.
But people couldn't be happy for us, and they said we should have seen the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. You guys can come back, and we'll all go together.
We'll swap.
Exactly.
You go there, and we go there, and we just call each other or something.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
We're in the area. And I know you guys like to adventure travel, hence the name. What has been your best adventure travel moment?
Ooh.
Well, we were recently in Oman, and that was some of the most adventurous stuff we've done. We were wild camping for almost 2 weeks on a rooftop tent on an SUV.
Yeah.
And
that setup looked awesome.
Went off-roading through the desert.
It
went and had dinner with a desert-dwelling Bedouin family, or lunch with them. Yeah, tons of really crazy stuff. Yeah, so many camels.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of animals like roaming free in our travels, but never camels. That was a really cool experience.
What's wild camels?
Oh yeah, they technically all belong to the families, or the herders, but they roam free during the day. They just know to come back, so they just go out on their merry way. So you just see camels everywhere.
That's really cool. They do the same in Mongolia. They just let the horses, the goats, everything just goes out, and then at night they just go up and round them back up.
Yeah.
And we also happy life for them.
Right before it was before that we did Sri Lanka, right?
Yep.
Right before that, we actually went to Sri Lanka and drove a tuk-tuk all the way around the southeastern part of the island. And that was pretty insane, too. This year, we were like, we're doing all the crazy adventures. And then COVID happened. But we got a few adventures in before it happened.
Yeah, we didn't. We haven't left the country this year. We were literally about to leave the country, and then it happened.
Yeah. I feel like we've been very fortunate in our travels to not have anything super crazy. We've had close calls, but probably the scariest one was in Germany. It was Berlin, right? Or was it Munich?
Yeah, it was in Berlin. You know, when you're traveling around, you have to watch out for different scams and things like that. And we always try to research scams ahead of time just to know what to look out for in a particular city or a country. And one that we had heard about there, I think people actually left us comments warning us about it, but people come up to you and they have a clipboard and they're like, oh, join this cause, sign your name, donate some money. And while you're doing that, someone else robs you from behind. Or when you open up the wallet, they're just inspecting how much money you have and they rob you later. There's a lot of different ways it can go down. So this actually happened to us right after we were on guard all day. and we go to this park in Berlin, this really huge park, and we're walking down a path, and there's people here, people there, and then all of a sudden there's no people. And one guy comes walking up to us, very unofficial looking.
With a clipboard, and that's what they said.
And he was
Watch out for
walking a little
clipboards.
too fast, and I was like, the minute he kind of walked our way, I could tell this was the scam.
Yeah.
So then I have all my stuff. I have a GoPro sitting in my pocket like this that I was just using. I have camera on my hip.
We both
I've got
had
my
our cameras.
backpack,
We had laptops in our bags.
Yeah, everything. So I was like, they're not getting my shit. So I'm just like grabbing her and going the opposite way.
Well,
and I was filming at the time too.
Yeah, he was like running up, and the charity is typically, I think, like for deaf children, so they really get you with the like, you're like, oh, how can I not? So they either have you sign up or they have you give them money on the spot and then they pocket it or whatever. But so we see this guy coming with the clipboard and we're like, no, no, no. And then all of a sudden we see like 3 more guys come out of the woods. And then so there's these 4 guys coming at us.
No,
saying,
they swarmed us.
Yeah, like saying, wait, and we literally started running. We were just like, ah!
Yeah.
We were like, I don't know
And
how bad this is
I
going to
think
get.
the minute they found out we weren't an easy target, they stopped following us.
Yeah.
But learning to recognize, I'm glad we recognized that so early, because the minute I saw him, we were already walking the opposite way. So that helped a lot.
So luckily, even though you've had a couple of sort of scary moments, nothing has resulted in like a bad situation.
No, not too bad.
Yeah.
When we met you guys, we went to Slovenia and we were in the farm at midnight when we arrived. And that could have been one of those moments.
We might not have survived that one. That was going south real quick.
Actually, our next question I was going to ask you is, what was your favorite moment from our trip together in Slovenia?
Well, you guys have already answered it. That is the moment.
When Homeboy showed up with that axe.
Yeah, I have it in our video. It's like Alex is like oh God. And then the guy, he holds up the axe and he goes, no, only for fire. It's so good. I lost it. Oh my God, it was great.
That night, do you remember how cold it was?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. And we booked to sleep in like hay.
I'm so glad that didn't work out. So glad.
Yeah. People watching right now need to just go watch those videos if they want to know the whole situation.
100%. Yeah, Eric actually kept us like living by stoking the fire every few hours.
Yeah. Every hour and a half I had to get up.
What a wild, but like such a great memory.
Yeah.
Well, that leads on to a question we had from one of our subscribers, Lynn77, and she said, will we travel together again? I don't know.
No,
definitely not.
I mean,
I think we've had our fill. I mean, it sounds like you guys have had too, so it's best we should just part ways right now.
Well, I mean, there's a virus as well, so it's quite easy to make up excuses.
Yeah, clean cut.
No, of course.
Kidding,
We
of
will.
course.
Well, as soon as we can get back to the UK, we would love that. And or if you guys are ready to hit the road, meet up somewhere more exotic.
Can't wait. Okay, our next question is from Shannon P. Hatch. She says, if Eric and Allison had to live for a year staying in one place in the UK, what village, town, or city would it be?
Ooh. I think
Good question.
there are so many places we love in the UK, but probably maybe the Lake District. I feel like that's where we kind of went first and where we like really fell in love with the UK.
When we went to London a few times, and then finally we got outside of London and went to the Lake District, so it was our first taste of like the English countryside. And yeah, we pretty much fell in love with it.
And
It
we
was
loved
awesome.
it right there. You can like get to the Peak District, the Cotswolds. You can like just kind of do everything
because
from there.
we love Cornwall as well, but it's a lot further removed and more remote. So for that it's beautiful out there, but for that reason it's a little bit harder. We wouldn't want to stay there for a whole year just because we'd be so isolated.
Actually, they also asked us the same question to us with the US. Where would we choose? My first
I've
thought
not
would
seen
be
enough of the US
Arizona, and then probably.
But I don't know if I could live in the desert for that long.
But this is hypothetical. They're not going to make us do it. So
So you can say
That's
anything.
it, you have to do it.
it's
if you
easier
had
to give an
unlimited
answer.
lotion and everything, a humidifier, you could do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Arizona's not
I
bad.
would take Sedona or Flagstaff personally. I think that was
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's quite a good location for sightseeing, isn't it?
Missouri isn't in the running for you guys? I mean,
Come on.
come
But
on.
Well, we barely know. Like, I mean, we asked you at the start of this where it is, and I forgot. So.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget.
Do you even know where you are?
It's literally what they call the flyover states where we are. So yeah.
That's what people on the coast call it because they're
Yeah.
like, those states don't matter. But we live here.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, you're the real America, right? That's what
Yeah,
we call it,
sure.
I think.
I don't know.
We have another question from Miracle Tinsley, who says, do you prefer to travel with other couples or just by yourselves?
Okay, first, that is an amazing name, if that
Yeah.
is their real
great
name.
name.
What better
It is
name
real.
than Miracle?
Miracle Tinsley. We like traveling by ourselves or with people. We love it both. I mean, it's traveling with people is a lot of fun because it's different. It's kind of isolating traveling on the road because you get one-on-one or like one-off interactions, but no long-term interaction with other people. So that's really fun. Also, it makes us more adventurous, having other people there. I think everyone's down. Like, we probably would have never come across the barn had you guys not been there. And that's
That was all your guys' idea.
yeah.
I'm glad we did
We
it,
dragged
but
you into
that was
it.
all your idea.
Yeah.
But those are the kinds of goofy, hair-raising adventures that you can get into when you're traveling with friends.
Yeah. It is a lot of fun. But then it does bring, I guess it's hard to get work done sometimes when everyone just wants to hang out. And filming is always, especially when we travel with other, I guess, YouTubers, just trying to figure out what to film and when to film and not step on each other's toes and stuff like
no
that.
one wants to film some shot and then have someone else walk in filming it. But
Yeah, or mess up
it
other people's
inevitably happens all the time.
So it makes
Part of
it
the fun.
a tiny bit more complicated, but it's always worth it in the end. Always. More worth it to be with people than not, I'd say.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're kind
I
of
agree.
similar. It's like, I think in our mind, almost like this island. But then, like, when we meet couples, especially, we just gravitate towards couples because it's quite natural. And then you kind of like pair off together. And the boys can finally unleash what they want to say, and the girls can say horrible things about the stinky boys.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And then the pillow fights with the women, it's classic.
Yeah. We freeze each
That's all
other's
we
bras.
do.
It's a whole thing.
Okay, Fran Williams wants to know, have you guys had Nando's since leaving the UK?
Yes. Well, it's only in the...
I think we've had it many times, but I think it's
Actually,
only ever
maybe
been
it
in the UK.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah,
Because they're just so prevalent there. You find them everywhere.
There are a lot of Nando's
trying to
here.
think.
But when we see Nando's, we eat it.
Yeah,
Basically.
we've been hooked. We actually even bought Nando's
The
the
peri
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 peri sauce and brought it back with us
Nice.
because we loved it so much. But now we can find it in some stores here.
Awesome.
Oh, really?
It's gone international.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
it's already an international company, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean, even after we did a video before about Nando's, and we found out it was South African. We didn't even know at the
No.
time. Brits, we just adopted it and we think it's ours.
It's ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a super intricate history.
The question from Tiffany, she wants to ask, when are you going to collab in the Coachman? And we should go to Yellowstone, it will blow our minds.
When, well, if we can ever finish it, we'll do a collab.
Yes.
I mean,
Do you have
This-
any people there lined up to do collabs with in the future that people can look
Well,
out for?
you guys are going to come aboard,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We're going to have to make you.
We've
But-
been, they haven't confirmed, but we've been trying to get the NYC couple on board to come and do a
Nice.
little adventure with us.
Nice.
Oh, get them to bring their dog Coco. So cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Oh,
what they
that's-
said.
yeah,
Yeah,
what a
I
good
said it
idea.
was dog friendly, so that's okay. Thomas and Sheena, if we can get the New Zealanders out here.
Yeah.
I think Dane and Stacy just bought a van.
Oh, have
Rumor has
they?
it, maybe.
We're all doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do a swap with them or something.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think there is
That's
someone in every continent now.
Yeah, we can all
I
just
Yeah.
think so.
swap around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
See,
but
now you always have a home wherever you go.
And then what we can do is we can get a bowl and we can all put our keys in the bowl. And then...
oh, yeah. I like where this is headed.
It's that kind of
Coachman.
coachman. Well, with the retro 70s vibe in our coachman, that might
Definitely the
that might be
fucking
appropriate.
They don't call it shag carpet for nothing.
Yeah, on that note, I think
It's probably
it's
time
time
to wrap it up.
we've wrapped this up. Thank you so much, Eric and Allison, for joining us today. For everyone watching, don't forget to go and subscribe to The Endless Adventure. We will leave a link in the description down below.
We haven't prepared you for this, but for the previous 2 videos, we asked the other people to scream beans out if there's any chance at the camera and then hit it. Is there any chance we can get you to scream in the least amount or most amount that you feel possible, beans out?
Can I just casually mumble
You can
it?
mumble it, yeah.
Is that
Mumbling
encouraged.
with disdain, mumbling with disdain
Bean.
sounds just as good, to be honest.
Let me
Bean.
practice. Beans out. Beans out.
Beans down.
Beans out? Beans
Oh, okay, so we have to
out.
say, okay.
Beans doubt. No, that's...
Okay, we can do it. Thank you very much for watching.
yes.
We'll see you next time.
Beans out!
Beans out!